On today's show,
LeBron takes a shot at Phil Jackson, and the Celtics can't stop winning games.
up down on Bledsoe's start with Milwaukee, and if Oladipo is the league's most underrated dunker.
And Chris Dunn is under the gun in a brand new edition of Weekend Whoopsies.
It's Monday, November 13th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV, watching later on YouTube, listening to the podcast, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Thank you for joining us.
To his right, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lele.
Lily, and last, certainly not least, over yonder, it is the bearded one, it's Trey Kirby.
Hey,
yo! TK, what's up?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters. And guys, the Cavs played the Knicks tonight. Always a big story when LeBron James is in the mix, but it was an even bigger story today because the entire Cavs team took the subway home from practice at MSG back to their hotel, just walking through Penn Station and hopping on the train. Everybody loved it. Except for this guy, a comedian by the name of James Angelo, who did not want to be on camera. And since he was so upset about being filmed by LeBron, it brings us to today's question. What player do you not want sitting next to you on the subway? For me, it's gotta be the Pistons' Andre Drummond. Obviously, he's humongous. He also seems like one of the sweatier guys in the league, and he's always carrying a saxophone with him. Guess he just loves smooth jazz. It's a real fact. You can look it up. He found out about it on his iPad on accident. True story. But we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter. Who do you not want sitting next to you on the subway? Send us your best tweets to hashtag the starters. We'll hear from you later.
All right, get those tweets in. We got a fun show tonight. We're going to discuss Eric Bledsoe's start with the Milwaukee Bucks and how he's looked in 2 games. We'll talk about whether or not the 10-3 Detroit Pistons are for real. We got a new batch of Weekend Whoopsies, but we start with a little Is This News? Trey has rounded up some recent NBA headlines. He's going to pitch them to us. We'll determine whether or not they're actually news. And we start here with LeBron admitting his Dennis Smith Jr. comments were a shot at Phil Jackson.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a shot at him. That's for sure.
All right, our first headline comes from the New York Daily News, and it reads, LeBron James says shot at Knicks was aimed at Phil Jackson, not Frank Ntilikina. Is this news?
That he took a shot at Phil Jackson? No, it's not news. If I'm on my Twitter Moments page, this might be under the fun tab or the haha tab, but not the news tab.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. The fact that he had to mention it Monday after saying it on Saturday is a bit of news because it was obviously, clearly saying that Dennis Smith is a better player than Frank Ntilikina. That was clearly said. Even though he didn't say it, he had to recover and backtrack it a little bit.
What are you saying, though? Like that LeBron saying Dennis Smith is better than
Yes,
Frank?
100%. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but he's also trying not to throw shade on the Knicks by saying that wasn't a bad choice to take Frank Ntilikina.
But he just said Phil Jackson made a bad pick.
Yeah, but he's saying that Frank could be a great fit there with Porzingis. He's not
Well,
saying...
he had to backtrack big time.
Yeah,
he
but
had to do it 36 hours
The point
later.
is here, though, he was more emphatic in saying I was having a shot at Phil Jackson.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he was
That's
being
the
a little
news.
Tom Petty about
And that's
it.
what's good about it, though, is that he didn't try to sugarcoat it or back away from that. And it just shows how far Phil Jackson has fallen in respect from NBA players, because this goes back to the whole posse comments.
Of course it does. This has everything
Carmelo,
to do
yeah.
with that. When Phil Jackson said posse about LeBron's business partners. Absolutely.
And so for LeBron to sort of bring that up now when Phil's been out of the league now this entire season because he was fired in the offseason, just shows that LeBron remembers that. And it still grates on him now that Phil made those comments, and he's not afraid to just sort of throw him under the bus there.
Do you think that's pretty petty of LeBron?
Nah.
Especially with Phil Jackson not even being still
No,
with
I
the
don't
Knicks
think so.
organization? You don't think
I'm
so?
fine with that.
You think it's fair game?
Yeah, it's fair game. I mean, that LeBron was asked, and he didn't hide from it. And that's what I like about him, is that he stood up and he answered the question, and he said this was a shot at Phil,
Right.
and at nobody else.
Right.
It was a little Tom Petty, for sure. But the fact is, I like that the Knicks came back and Enes Kanter said, hey, Frank's our guy. We want him on our team. Porzingis said the same thing. And, obviously Dennis Smith is a very good player, but Frank's holding his own in very limited play.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
He
sure.
was playing
Especially
the D.
defensively, he looks
Yeah.
phenomenal as a rookie. I mean, rookies usually are pretty bad defensively. That's where Frank's been great.
Yeah,
for the
he
Knicks.
looks raw offensively a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
But that's fine. That was to be expected, and this isn't the year that the Knicks are going to win anything anyways, so that's fine.
Is this just not another sort of LeBron, a little bit of a distraction move, whether or not he even meant to, of like, we're talking about this, and not about the Cavs still continuing to struggle a little bit here. They're getting closer back there to 500, and just get the attention onto him and onto Phil and onto all this. It's just, he just loves it, I feel like.
Yeah.
He feeds off it, and he's going into MSG tonight. I mean, we do have a basketball here where the Cavs are going to play the Knicks in MSG, where LeBron's put up some pretty unbelievable performances like MJ did back in the day. He could just be setting us up for one of those 40, 50-point games tonight for all we know.
It's the regular season for LeBron. He's a little bored. I mean, he plays the media. That's what
I'm
he's doing
looking
it.
forward to Knicks fans letting him know, though. Everyone, I mean, even in New York land, where they don't love Phil Jackson by any means, they still are going to stick up for Frankie Smokes there, so they're going to be booing LeBron tonight, for sure. For sure.
That might backfire, though, because LeBron
might
needs
backfire,
to win,
but-
the Cavs need to win, so we might see a classic LeBron performance.
We will see tonight. All right, Trey, next headline.
All right, our next headline comes from NBA.com. Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert out 4 to 6 weeks with a bone bruise in his knee. Is this news?
This
Bad
is
news for the Jazz.
Bad news for the
Their
Jazz.
season had started to stumble a little
Yep.
bit already. Now they lose their best defensive player, maybe their best offensive player as well. Derek Favors came in and played well against the Nets. He filled in that position, scored 20 points for the first time this season. I'm not sure if that can hold, and this is a problem for the Jazz. They don't have a great offense, and who is going to fill in and get those shots and get enough points? The defense is okay, but it's now when you take out their best defensive player, it makes it very, very tough at both ends for them.
Who's going to fill in? This is the Derek Favors showcase right here. He's in a contract year. He had a good night Saturday night,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of bigs that have good nights against the Brooklyn Nets. Check this entire season thus far. There's a lot of people who go inside and make things happen. I wish for Derek Favors that it would happen. I'm just not sure you can rely on him as your starting center. This would be his position, though. I mean, this would seem so right for him. In the modern day NBA, the center position is his position. It wouldn't be playing beside Rudy Gobert. So going into his contract year, if he wants to get the big bucks, he's got to use this 4 to 6 week period to really kick some butt.
If he's out for 4 weeks, that's about 15 games. If he's out 6 weeks, you're getting close to like 22 games without Gobert. He played a lot last year, only missed 1. They lost it, missed some games in the playoffs. They went 1-2. Year before that, 7-13 without him. He's very, very important, especially to a team that does not have stars by any means. You said it, Rudy is their best player, and he wasn't even an all-star. So this is tough, and their schedule is going to get even tougher too. They got a lot of road games. Shu pointing out in the power rankings today, 12 of their next 18 games are on the road. This could be them not making the playoffs.
Oh,
and I know
definitely,
it's super early to say that, but it really could. In a loaded West where you got all these teams that are sort of jockeying around that 500 position right now.
The losses, if they happen in November, are just as bad as if they happen in March, and Joe John has to come in and be an offensive player. Joe Johnson has been out for a while. He is rumored to be coming back soon. They don't have a lot of just, hey, go get it
Go get
as
20
offensive
points,
players,
yeah.
and Joe Johnson can be that guy.
Did you guys think the injury was dirty? Gobert sort of at first said he thought it was on Waiter's part. He sort of he went a little back on that as the days came out, and we knew how injured he was. But like Waiter says, I've never been a dirty player in my life. I went for the ball. Tell him to get out of his feelings, he said. What do you guys think? That dirty?
I like to believe that Waiters wouldn't do something like that on purpose. It was a little clumsy, I guess, but I think that it was more just an unfortunate.
Dirty is like intent to me to knock him out. I think he sees a loose ball and he's hitting the floor for it. And
a little careless, but
careless, sure. Is that dirty?
No, I don't think that's dirty because I don't think there was any intent there. I think it was just a bit of a careless play that ended up costing.
This guy's a
him.
Matthew Dellavedova fan, though. You can't trust him.
well,
Of course
again-
he doesn't think it's dirty.
Do you think it's dirty, Trey?
Well, I mean, something similar happened with Deion Waiters this weekend as well, with Andre Drummond going down kind of around his legs. I just don't know if you can say what's dirty and not based on intent, because if you're diving at people's legs, maybe you're not aiming to hurt anybody, but somebody's going to get hurt if you're diving at legs. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
This happened with Chris Bosh and
Ashik,
Omer
wasn't it?
Ashik a million years ago. You just don't dive at people's knees. That's a pretty simple thing.
Yeah, but Waiter.
The
Waiters
ball
is
is
on his
like,
way
what, 4
down.
feet from him at the time he dives?
Yeah, but again, to me, if he's really trying to injure somebody, then you're just flying out there and diving at somebody's knees. He's diving for a loose ball.
That's
he
gone,
unfortunately
though.
rolls into
That's
it.
out of the way.
Gone. He's reaching for the ball, and then
he
a man's right
changes, and
beside
then
him.
he
He
jukes.
rolls into him. How's he supposed to stop on a dime while he's falling?
He could just
Come on.
continue going on
I
his
believe
path that
Waiters.
he's falling down.
I believe Waiters.
I believe Brent Berry.
All right. All right.
Our final
Let's
headline is from the Boston Herald. It says, without 2 stars, Celtics push winning streak to 12. Is this news?
Yeah, this is the Boston Celtics. They're starting to resemble Spurs East to me in that they just churn out these support players that can do the job when, number one, when guys go out and they can just hop into the 2-3-4 roles. Jaylen Brown doing his thing as a defensive stopper. Marcus Smart, I don't care that he's shooting poor. He makes up for it in all the little things that he does on the floor. Jason Tatum, obviously. And Terry Rozier. I mean, they're taking a chance. Look, I'm naming all these guys because they're good at what they do, defensively, offensively, and then when they can get into their perfect roles as, 4, 5, 6 guys when Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving are in the lineup, good night and Godspeed. And let the other guys do the offense. And Jaylen, Marcus Smart, you take care of the D. We've got a nice little balanced lineup.
After the first game of the season when they lost Hayward, Brad Stevens and Kyrie Irving said, you sort of have to forget about it and just move on and play whoever's available. So that also now, you see that with Kyrie going down and now Horford going down as well. Like the Celtics just say, okay, this is the guys we've got to go out there and play. I think that resembles as well players who are prepared to play for a coach like Brad Stevens, because he knows those guys are going to go out there, give everything they've got, and when Kyrie comes back, it's going to mean less minutes and back to that reduced role for guys like Rozier. But when he gets that opportunity, he goes out there and performs. And if you're a Celtics fan, I mean, they're so deep.
Yeah, the real headline should maybe be Brad Stevens already wins Coach of the Year, because it's tough to really consider anyone else right now because of all these injuries. Yeah. That big, huge comeback against the Hornets without Horford and Kyrie, basically, who got popped in the face by his own teammate early in the game. Then they do it again against the Raptors without Kyrie.
And we never mentioned Brad Stevens' staff, but they've done an incredible job.
For sure. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back into the Up-Down Report, is Oladipo the NBA's most underrated in-game dunker? We'll debate that and more. Welcome back to the Starters, right into the Up-Down Report, where we figure out where we stand on some recent NBA developments. First one, guys, Eric Bledsoe made his Milwaukee debut this weekend after being acquired by the Bucks through a trade with the Suns. The new starting point guard scored 13 points in a win over the Spurs on Friday, and he followed it up with 11 on Saturday, also coming in a win against the Lakers. Are you guys up or down on Eric Bledsoe's start here with the Milwaukee Bucks? Thumbs up across the board.
Pretty solid 2 games. Didn't shoot all that well from three-point range, only 1 for 11. It's expected to be a bit rusty. He hasn't played for quite a while, but the 2 wins, hit the game-sealing shot against the San Antonio Spurs. I think everyone in Milwaukee will be pretty happy.
Yeah, rusty is the exact right word. He had 9 assists to 8 turnovers. Looked like he hadn't played basketball for 3 months, getting that haircut done at the salon. Didn't want to be there. Did want to be in Milwaukee. He looks better just because he's another guy, so Giannis can chill. If that's all that really happens with the Bucks is that Giannis doesn't have to use every single possession for them to score, that's a win.
That's all he could talk about on Saturday after playing with Eric Bledsoe for the second time. Giannis just said, I have to go in and get beat up every single play as the point guard on this team, and this just helps me. This just eases the bumps and bruises of a hard regular season. So, yeah, it's a huge win. I'm just a little worried about Eric Bledsoe again. This is the best player he's ever played with as a starter in this league. He's just got to give up the ball a lot. And everything's working out, but Malcolm Brogdon's playing 30-plus minutes. Eric Bledsoe's playing 30-plus minutes. These guys are used to handling the ball. Giannis just has to touch it a lot. But so far, so great.
All right, next one here, guys. Are the Detroit Pistons for real? That's the question of the month right now. Yesterday, the Pistons improved to 10-3 with a 112-103 victory over the Heat. Detroit swept their 5-game homestand and are off to their best start since the 05-06 season. So, are you guys up or down on the Pistons as the second best team here in the East? I mean, technically they are. Technically they are.
It's true.
Yeah,
but everyone goes
Pistons
down.
fans might call me a hater because I haven't been buying into them yet. But of their 5-game win streak at home, all of those games came against teams that were 500 or below. They now go on the road for 9 of 11 against some tough opponents. The Spurs, Celtics, Bucks, Cavs, and Sixers. If they can come back and they're still 4 or 5 games over 500 on that road trip, I'm in.
Okay.
Nice. I got as a playoff team, a for sure playoff team. They're beating the teams they should, which hasn't always been the case for Detroit. Isn't the case for a team like the Raptors, who have been great against the good teams, or bad against the good teams, good against the bad teams, whereas the Wizards lose all the time to bad teams but play good against the good teams. Luckily, the Pistons are playing good against everybody right now. Will that last for the entire time? Probably not. They're shooting like crazy. Their top 4 guys in three-point percentage are all having career years right now. That won't last over the course of 6 months, but for a month, it's been awesome.
It's great to see the Pistons doing well, and that fan base that has struggled or just hasn't come out to a lot of games. Something to cheer for. And imagine if there were fans in that arena, because there aren't
There
really.
is nobody coming to these games.
Yeah, in the new Little Caesars Arena quite yet. Not used to going downtown for games. This is a new arena, but they've got something to cheer for, hopefully, after this road trip. But yeah, I wonder if Toby comes down from that 50% three-point percentage he's got going on. But
Player of the week, Toby's on fire.
things are going well. We're calling him Toby.
Yeah, by his words, his new name is Toby here. All right, next one. Victor Oladipo, he turned into a tornado on Friday. He threw down an easy 360 dunk against the Bulls. Pacers were up big in the third quarter. He stole the ball there, had a little room to put on a show. He's been racking up the highlights so far this season, but sometimes doesn't get maybe the attention he deserves. So here's the question for you guys. Are you up or down on Oladipo as the most underrated in-game dunker right now? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's a
so.
weird question. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think underrated means you're underappreciated. And if you're a big follower of the NBA, I think you appreciate all these dunks. He's a good dunker. He's a good in-game dunker. I think he's fairly rated.
Lee, you helped
Fairly
me.
rated.
You helped me a lot of times put together the top 10 starters players
Yeah.
of the week, and Oladipo's generally in the mix,
Yeah.
but seems to be left on the cutting room floor more times than not.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's rated.
Appreciated.
You know, I
don't know.
I like his dunks. I mean, I enjoy them all.
For a
mean,
guard
these are
dunker, he's one of
monsters.
the best. He's super powerful. He jumps off both feet,
Yeah.
jumps off one feet, jumps with two hands, dunks with one hand, alley-oops,
Yeah,
360s. He's Mr. 360.
Yeah.
He pushed Zach LaVine in a dunk contest
I
for
know.
one round, which was good way back when,
know.
until Aaron Gordon came and destroyed it. But I don't know. I'm up on it, Victor Oladipo. We also threw it out to the fans earlier today. The main thing that they kept coming back with, a ton of great suggestions, but Jeremy Grant from the Thunder
That's a good
was
one.
their number one suggestion. A guy that you like, Lee.
Yes, I do.
As a dunker. You seem to like these big guys who just
Power
dunk
it.
super, super hard, kind of
Yeah.
like the Taj Gibson mold of guys who
For
just
sure.
crush it.
Yeah, I do. I love a guy who can get that power out of nowhere and just throw it down, especially in traffic like that. I think these are appreciated myself more than Oladipo because there's a lot more flair with Oladipo. You know, he gets those 360s.
You like a nice, boring, powerful
No,
dunk.
that's not
I'm
boring.
just
Come on.
kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just-
man.
You wanted Taj Gibson in the slam dunk
A
contest.
few years ago, yes. A few years
Still
ago.
insane.
Hey.
I think Oladipo is underappreciated in that he was the second pick overall in 2013. Didn't meet those high expectations right off the bat, and then just flew under the radar. Nobody really cared about the guy. You, as a hardcore basketball fan, you see him, the incredible dunks. You rate him well.
Yeah.
But I don't think the average
Yeah,
fan rates
true.
him.
Well, that's
all
the
that
average
well.
fan's
We're
fault.
asking
The
question.
overrating, underrating thing is pretty subjective.
All right, final one.
Overrated,
here.
baby.
Final one here. The Los
doubt.
Angeles Lakers went to an escape room in Milwaukee this weekend as a bit of a team-building exercise. Bill Oram
These are overrated.
of the SoCal News Group, he tweeted that Brooke Lopez led the winning team while Lonzo Ball solved the final clue. I guess we know Tass's answer to this next question. Are you up or down on escape rooms? You guys, has everyone
it all sounds
done
good.
an escape? Lee has.
I'm going to abstain from this one. I've never done one.
Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
You go in and something inevitably is broken, right? You're not wrong. No, the
There's some
safe,
cheap ones out
the
there.
safe. You punch in the right code. Oh, I can't open. You sit there for 20 minutes. Ding, the alarm goes off. It's over. Oh, it just didn't work. I mean, that happens all the
You're
time.
finding excuses sometimes.
I've been stuck in an escape room twice, 0 for 2. Bad at puzzles, good at wasting time. I'm terrible at
That's a
escape
good way
rooms.
to waste an hour. You ready with that? All right, quick break coming up. Weekend whoopsies. The NBA always delivers. Time for some weekend whoopsies. We start with the Bulls. Chris Dunn, breakaway. Oh, Butterfingers.
There's a reason they gave him C.J. Watson's number.
Some Lancey things in this game. Lance Stevenson calls for the ball when open here on the left side. He gets it.
Okay.
But when teammate Corey Joseph does the same thing, Lance says, no, you're not getting it. Just relax. Relax, man. Well, let's see what Lance did on that possession. Well done. Lancey.
This one goes from a whoopsie to like a top 10 play in seconds. Yeah.
Whoa.
Giannis can't find the ball, but then when he gets it, Euro steps Ginobili. Like, look at it. I can't believe he doesn't kick it, first off.
This is awesome.
And then there it is. Got it.
It almost looks on
See ya.
purpose.
Yeah.
Sets it up too perfectly.
Beautiful. Marcus Cousins. He got jokes. He's not fist pumping DeAndre Jordan. No.
Oh, okay.
We're buds.
Are we? Yeah, okay, we are. Sticking with DeAndre Jordan. Here he is on the sideline with Pelicans coach Elvin Gentry, who's getting a little handsy. A little too
trying to
handsy
play
for
D.
DeAndre. Wants him teed up. Calling for the tee.
Anthony Davis having a little fun with the camera here. Moving that one brow
Yeah,
up and
he's
down. Oh, maybe he's got two eyebrows.
No, I think
He's moving them separately.
fascinating. This one, a real highlight that wasn't. Steph Curry with the beautiful bounce pass, but Draymond Green blows the dunk. Just couldn't get his feet right, his timing right there. Yeah.
DeJounte Murray runs into Greg Popovich. Now, anytime Pop is involved, Manu Ginobili absolutely loves it.
Dying.
Look at him. He got crunched.
Back to the Bulls. Get a rebound. We're going the other way. All right. Oh, Lopez. Right off Bobby Portis' head. Doinks him.
All right.
Tough year here for you, Trey.
Good job, Bulls.
Rick Carlisle. Bit of a piano man.
He does play the piano.
He does.
Yeah, he's great.
Great stuff. Thaddeus Young, the Indiana Pacers, wearing these beautiful, beautiful jerseys, but he would like to know what you're gonna do when the Pacers run wild on you.
It's
Nike
too
don't
easy.
need this right now. They're ripping on themselves already.
And finally, Shane Larkin is, he's going to drop CJ Miles. A little trip happens here.
Oh,
but
that's
down,
great.
Down goes Miles.
Slip and slide.
Yeah.
Wow. Great distance.
Missed the shot there. He was unhappy
It's a
with that.
whoopsie then.
Yeah, whoopsie for missing the shot as well. 2 whoopsies in one. Final break. When we come back, Lele hits us with the very solid play. Don't go anywhere.
In this situation where he is Steve Kerr, the person, before whatever the title is, he's responsible to that first before anything else. It's a testament to answering to that is being a member of society as opposed to I'm head coach Steve Kerr.
I feel really strongly about the issues that are going on right now. It's scary. It's a very scary time for our country, and I think it's important for everybody to speak their mind. I just happen to have a pretty big platform.
He's not coming at you as if I have 7 championships. Who are you to tell me what to do? Nor is he coming at it from an angle of, look, I'm unsure, I don't know what I'm talking about, can you help me? He's able to have humility with confidence.
You're gonna have your moments, good and bad, but you get to compete every night, and you get to be with your guys and the camaraderie and all that stuff. So I love it.
Catch a new episode of Beyond the Paint tomorrow night, Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern, here on NBA TV. All right, Trey, we asked the people out there, who's a player you don't want to sit next to on the subway? For you, it was Andre Drummond. What do the people say?
Yeah, some good answers. This one comes from Christian, who says, J.R. Smith. He would untie my shoelaces every time the train stopped. Classic J.R. Caleb says, I wouldn't want to sit by Kawhi. He's a quiet guy. There would be too much awkward silence. He's the perfect guy to sit next to. You don't got to talk to anybody. And Philip says, it's definitely got to be Lance Stevenson. I don't want somebody blowing an air in my ears. Really creepy. Have to agree. Though I'm the ear blower. Good call.
Whoa, everybody taking the Lakers tonight. Lakers at Suns. That one available on League Pass. Lele, who gets VSP?
Heading out to Denver on Saturday night for a lovely play from the Najays. It's really that tap there from Jokic over to Will Barton for 3. That's what I call a very solid play.
The Jays.
Nuggets, you just called the Nuggets.
What do you call
Jays.
target?
Kings, Wizards coming up very, very soon here on NBA TV. That's it for us. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, if you see LeBron James on the subway, just say you're a bald head nut. He'll go crazy for your video.
Race tonight, people.